Oh, good afternoon, Toy. Friday again. Hope everybody's all right. I'm sorry I'm late. What time is it now? Yeah, it's 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. I am sorry. I'm a bit late, but been a bit busy. But been a lovely day, innit? Or still a nice day. And it's warming up a bit. So I hope everybody's okay and stay safe. And like I said, the weekend's upon us again. So if the Lord spare us, hopefully I'll be back here Monday and give you a few more bits and pieces. All right. Now I'm going to do a little poem here today. I do ask people if they want to sort of send me in anything, I would read it out for them. Well, this one's from a great friend of mine called Peter Simpson. He's he's a poor Lebanon really, but now he's up Wales living. I mean, he met a lovely lady up there, and he spent the latter part of most of his life now up in Wales. But a great dear friend of mine. I thought I'd like to read this today. Try and finish off on a bit of a, there's always a plus, isn't it? You know. It's called A Bird's Life. He wrote this himself. Two little birds become a pair, deciding lovingly a life to share. These little birds now need a nest. Man-made nesting boxes look the best. Mr. and Mrs. Bluetit decide there to reside. Now bring materials from far and wide. Straw and grass and bits of fluff, and much more miscellaneous stuff. Now with nest assembled, nice bed made, things are ready for eggs to be laid. Now to decide how many there shall be, day 4 and woe betide, now there's 3. Now each day another is laid, then at a total of 6 a family is made. To see mother bird sitting day and night, waiting to see some hats with delight. A few days later, and a chick we can see, then suddenly we see there are 3. Chicks 4 and 5 hatch at last, 1 egg left, but days have passed. Feeding 5 chicks is now main job. Busy time for birds I name Mary and Bob. Chicks stretching neck, beak open wide. Parents' birds now food must provide. Seeds and bugs and other tasty bits, picked and chewed for little mouths to fit. Each cheek's beak open so very wide, Mum and Dad feeding them side by side. Chicks are growing day by day, colours, shape and feathers to display. Flapping wings with all their might, I believe our little friends are practising flight. Sooner or later, when time is right, our family of chicks will take flight. Now we must provide and do our part, prepare the table for those who depart. Thank you, Peter. Thank you very much. Now this here one's called The Linesman. This is a bit of a story about down Burien and St. Lebanon. This one's by David Prowse. We watched the football highlights and with cocoa beakers streaming, we sat and burned the midnight oil with a little fireside dreaming. Jan recalled his playing days as a nifty number 7. And I was linesman once, he said, when Burien played St. Lebanon. I'd finished playing long ago, he fondly recollected, but I'd watched the youngsters every week. It was no more than expected. Jack Dunn was referee that day and asked for my assistance. I had an awful heavy cold, but offered no resistance. Now, when you wave, I'll blow, he said. You mind you do, I spluttered. And forget that you're a Burien man. I hope they win, I muttered. And get yourself a pair of shorts. He glared at my assembly. Dear Lord, says I, come on now, Jack. This isn't bloomin' Wembley. But I borrowed these old baggy shorts that nearly reached my laces, with elastic in the top that could have used 2 pairs of braces. But worst of all, when I stepped out, I spotted Mabel Russell, old 20 stone of female form in solid fat and muscle. She was on her usual patrol with a brawly, sharp and pointed. There's many linesmen in the past has found themselves anointed. How do, Mrs. R, says I, expecting rain, my booty. She said, you'll find it what this is for if you don't do your duty. Well, I never had no flag, of course, nor nothing quite so swanky. The only thing that I could find was a grubby spotted hanky. So off I went, kept careering round like a supermarket trolley, as I tried to dodge the pointed end of old Mabel Russell's brolly. He was working out quite well, I thought, till my bloomin' nostrils bristled. I raised me hand to blow my nose, and Jack done went and whistled. I was blowing, Jack, not waving, I yelled and then retreated, and so began a dialogue that was oftentimes repeated. By now dear Mabel's eye was in with her poking and her prodding. I had more dimples in my rear than feathers on a robin, while every time I blawed my nose I'd stop the play from flowing, 'cause Jack would strut across and shout, "Are he waving, Jan, or blowing?" Towards the end, St. Leven's scored, and Mabel took exception. "Offside," she screamed, then turned around and charged in my direction. She wrapped her brolly round my ear, and as me legs upended, her 20 stone dimmed out the light, then like a whale descended. Crunch! 'Twas like the Concord boom on a clear night in December. With me one free hand I raised my Yankee, offering surrender. Both teams came running, so I thought to bring about my 7. But then in chorus came the chant, "Are he blowing, Jan, or waving?" Now have a nice weekend and take care. Stay safe.